Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. It's our weekly Red Wings breakdown. Overall, I don't think you can be disappointed with this week of Red Wings hockey, but it could have been better. They really should have swept the week, which is surprising to say with how everything played out. They ended up beating the Islanders on Monday 4-2 in regulation. Good game by the Red Wings. They played well. Second game, they won in overtime against the Flames, and then some questionable calls against with the Devils game. They lost 5-4, and really they should have beat the Vancouver Canucks, who yesterday in overtime, 5-4 the final. So overall, I'm not disappointed in this week. I think they really should have swept the week, and we got some stuff to talk about with some of the games.
I think the surprising thing is that they play. I mean, they've been entertaining. They've been fun to watch. They look like they have energy. I like like I said, the games have been very enjoyable to watch. And the funny thing is, I just think they played better without Patrick Kane.
That's the thing that people are saying. They played a lot better without Patrick Kane in the
And
lineup.
I think uh,
Your offense has showed up this week too. You put up 4 goals in 3 of the games.
right, and
But
you lost a lot of them. So I mean,
Cam Talbot's now hurt. So guess who also got called up this week at the Vancouver game? Sebastian Cossa
all right.
is on the team. Will probably make a start sometime this week. I would not be surprised just to see how that will go.
That'll be interesting.
We'll talk about our 2 losses and why, personally, I don't think they should have lost. Really, the Vancouver game, not as much controversy, but the Devils game, they shouldn't have lost that game. In my opinion, it was an obvious goaltender interference,
Right.
Which would have led to them probably killing off that penalty, which would have not allowed them to get that goal right there, which also would not allow to delay a game penalty for them to tie it up at 2-2. The game would have been drastically different if that didn't get called that way. But I think that's the one thing the Wings need to really address right now is the penalty kill, because every single time someone was on a power play this week, they got scored on.
It's costing them games. I mean,
every time
they are the worst, right?
They're one of the worst.
Thought
they're a top 5 power play unit though.
Right,
but a bottom 3 penalty kill unit because you suck.
You can't do that. It's that is if there's a formula for playoff success, you got to be one of the better penalty killers, and you have to be one of the better power plays. That's the league really right now. That's how you score. That's how you. So you mean if you're, and I think somebody said they were 32nd on the penalty kill.
I would not be surprised. They suck almost every single time that they go on a penalty kill. They're getting scored on. It happened multiple times this week.
Tyler Moak guy.
It happened multiple times this week where I was just like, oh, well, there we go again. You've ended up finishing the month of November with a 10-11-3 record, which, again, is not that bad. You are 1 game below 500. I'm not upset with where you exactly are. I'm just upset with how the play's going. Because you haven't killed yourself yet. We haven't gotten to the point where we're in disappointment overall.
Right.
Because you're fighting here and there. You're still playing decent. You're just boring to watch. Raymond's getting hot. He has 5 goals in the past 6 games. You're playing well all around. Casper, one thing I will say, he looked terrible at OT and in the third period yesterday. Was making some bad decisions. But you're playing and you're not doing terrible. And you're kind of moving along. You're going to have your chance to kind of get a little bit better with what's coming up, because you're not really playing that bad of teams, but not playing that great of teams either. Kind of around where you're at this week. By the time I probably get this video out, there's going to be 4 games played for next week's video before I get it out. They're going to be going to Boston, who right now is struggling. They're 12-11. That will be on Tuesday, the day I post this video. Then they're going to go to Ottawa, who's 10-12 right now. Then they're going to come home and face the Avalanche, who are for a 10-11 game. 13-2, not 10-11. 13-2 currently, so 1 game above 500. And then you're going to go play Buffalo next Monday. which
Right.
again, not an amazing team. They're 11-11 right now.
Right.
So you have a chance this week to kind of make a tiny bit of progress. This is the month of what I'm going to tell you is your progress month because you're facing teams around the same record as you for the most part. Your only team that two teams that aren't exactly around your record that you're playing is the Capitals later in the month, who are 17-6-1 at the current making of this video, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are 14-7. You play them twice this month. So 3 games against teams that are well above 500, but every other game you have this month is around 500. There, it's possible to make some ground this month, and you go into the new year with a good record.
Right. But well, that's like I said, they've been hovering around 500, waiting to see which way they actually teeter, if they just fall back or what. I think lately, like you said, they've been finding some new energy without Patrick Kane. I don't know what the deal is with him.
Maybe he gets traded.
Maybe he gets traded.
Maybe he gets traded.
They certainly, like I said, he seems to have lost something. As far as, like I said, he's total defensive liability. And if he's not going to make up for it by being consistently good on the offensive end, then there's no real point to having him.
Well, I mean, looking at where we're at in the standings right now, too, I know it's still a little bit too early to fully look at it, but just so we have an idea where we're at, we're only 4 games out of the third place spot in the division. 4 points.
Right.
So 2 games out, which again, not terrible. Same thing with the wild card. 2 games out, 27 points. You're facing those teams this month. Again, you're not out of it. I get why people are upset because obviously we've been upset too about it here and there. You're still in a hunt, and you're not falling apart. Montreal is 8-13 right now. It could be worse. It could be New York. Islanders 9-10, bottom of their division, which are kind of there. They're doing their typical losing overtime all the time. Pittsburgh is 10-12. The whole entire NHL in whole, the worst team right now is Montreal at 8-13 in the East. Everyone else is hovering around 500. It is very even this year with the playing. Besides the fact that the really good teams like Washington, New Jersey, Carolina, New York all have a pretty good winning record along with Florida and Toronto. Out west is where your terrible teams are sitting. But it's roughly the same thing. There's only 3 teams that are nowhere near 500. Or not nowhere near, but not close to 500. Even Seattle, who's 11-13, is near 500. It is a very even NHL this year, which is not common.
Right.
So it makes it interesting here. It's very even. That's why the NHL is more kind of one of the more entertaining leagues to watch, is because it's evened out. There's not some massive odds-on favorite sitting in the league.
And with Kosa possibly coming up, this is going to be fun to watch. You got to look for reasons to watch this thing. And lately, the Wings have given you actually a reason to watch. They've been fun. They've been energetic.
They're going to start one game this week. At least one. He's going to start this week. Because you're going to have Husso and Kosa playing as your goalies. Because Leinen and Talbot are hurt.
Your 2 starters. So you can't expect, but like I said, this is just the reality.
But Kosa
Kosa
has been doing great in the AHL. He has a very good opportunity to show why he should be up next year, because he's not going to come back up consistently. He'll be up for like emergency basis here and there this year. But Leinen, if he doesn't play well, Kosa comes up here, plays well, Kosa and Talbot will be your goalies next year.
I think if Kosa shows that he is capable and a good goaltender, he might be the first call up.
He might.
They have a guys, not Husso.
He might
give more of a reason to just say
that, or Leinen ends up getting sent down,
right?
Because that's not that big of a contract,
right?
So that's possible too. But we'll see what ends up happening through the week. I think you can win 3 games this week. Obviously, you're not. I don't think you're going to sweep this week, but I think it's possible to win 3 games. I think it's possible to lose.
Hey, Amanda, we're on a video right now, so
why are you answering during the middle of the dang video? But
I'll call you back.
Bye. Overall,
I'll call you right back. Bye.
It won't be that bad of a week. I think you can win 3. I think you can win 3 games, but you also could lose 3 games this week.
Yes, I do too. I think, like I said, this is the Wings are at a point where I'm not sure which way they're going to teeter. I hope they keep going forward. There's talk of Joel Quenneville becoming the coach, maybe.
I think as
I
long
think
as they
that's
hover around 500,
I
Lalonde
think
keeps
that's
his
all
job.
mostly rumor and stuff.
As
But
long as they hover around 500, Lalonde's keeping his job till the end of the year.
you think so?
Yeah, as long as
Okay.
they don't fail this year. 500, it's not going to be acceptable by the fans, but it's going to be acceptable enough by ownership, I think, to get them through the year. But no, they need to improve
Right, they do.
because I think they're aware of that. But as long as he doesn't fail throughout the year,
Well, I'm just
he's going to
saying,
get his chance.
Quenville. It all depends on, he's an outstanding coach. There's no way around that. And if you can upgrade by getting somebody like a Joel Quenville, why not? But that's up to you.
But overall, we'll see what happens this week. It might not be a bad week. It might be a bad week. But with all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the Wings and what might happen this week. And until next time, see everybody soon.